Hey, it's Sue here. Thanks for joining me for this mat workout. A really gentle workout today, stuff that you know, nothing really new here today, just to keep you ticking over until we can get back into the studio. You're probably wondering why I'm holding up a toilet roll. You're going to need a toilet roll for your workout. We can use that instead of the chi ball that we normally put between our knees, and a TheraBand. That's it. So let's start to the wall. Just chuck everything down on the floor for the moment. Feet about 6 inches forward, sit bone distance apart. Find your posture. So just take a second just to feel your pelvis, the back of your ribs, your head. Let those arms hang down by your side. Just take a moment to assess that there's not too big a gap between your lower back and the wall. And then we're going to breathe. Breathe in through your nose. And breathe out through your mouth. Can you imagine for me for a moment that you've got some really heavy weights in your hands and you're just getting a nice drag through the arms. The chest feels nice and open. So we'll just start working our way from the top of our body down to our feet, scanning through our eye, inner eye. So as you breathe in, you're going to count to 4. So you breathe in, 2, 3, 4, and you're going to exhale for a little bit longer than that. So let's breathe in for 4 and exhale to the count of 8. So come with me. Start to exhale. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Breathe in for 4. Out for 8. Repeat. 4, out for 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now start to activate those abdominals. Put your hands on your belly if you need to. Out for 8. Right to the end of the exhale. 3 to go. In for 4. Out for 8. 2 to go. Making those ribs swing to the side, breathing out, activating up through your center, letting the shoulders go. 1 more. Just lengthening through the back of my neck because I do feel a little bit tight through the upper traps. So let's go, breath in. Let's breathe out, pull the stomach in, roll down for 8. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Breathe in for 4, into the back, expand through here. Breathe out, pick up the stomach, come back up for 8. Find the back on the wall. We're just going to do 3 roll downs. Working through that lower back, feel the stomach pulling a little bit flatter. In for 4. Out for 8. Pull from the hamstrings. 1 more here. In for 4. Bring it back. This is your last one. Awesome. So let's just start to switch on the glutes straight away. I'm going to show you this little exercise here. It's called lift, don't shift. I'm just going to move the camera angle a little bit for you. Okay, so I'm down onto the mat. Take your time. We're going to do a little bit of focus on shoulder stability as well because I know that's something that you want to work on. So we're going to actually start off on our hands and our knees. And today, if you're not sure that you're doing it correctly, don't overthink it. At least you're on your mat and you're moving. So think of the benefits. Don't feel like everything has to be perfect. Remember, everything is a journey. We're all a work in progress, so don't be too hard on yourself. Okay, so let's go wrists under shoulders, knees underneath hips, and then let's think about setting those shoulders correctly by pulling the shoulder blades down your back and slightly in towards each other. Just super subtle, don't jam them. And then I just want you to think for a second about, can you feel like you're a little bit longer through the collarbones? And this is a feeling, it's not actually too much of a physical thing. It's just trying to feel like your two shoulders are pulling to opposite sides of the room and your chest is getting broader and wider. There is a lot of energy through the arms though, so be careful you're not kind of just sinking down here. The crown of the head is reaching away from the tail, the crown of the head. Make sure your chin's not lifted a little bit too up too high. And I've got my tummy switched on, so my belly is pulling in away from the floor. So we're going to work on, this is called protraction, retraction. You're going to work on the shoulder stability and mobility right here. So we're going to, without overthinking it through the stomach, I want you to do what I normally say not to do, which is sink your shoulders, sink your chest between your two shoulders. So I'm just kind of collapsing down. And then I'm going to push the floor away with the heel of my hand and come back to that original neutral start position. So not too far, I'm not going past neutral. I'm going to stop at neutral with the shoulders pulling down. I'm going to let my breastbone sink. I feel my shoulder blades coming together, they're kind of squeezing together. And then as I push the floor away, I can feel my shoulder blades moving apart again. So I just want you to bring awareness into that and just feel that kind of gliding together. And then gliding back to the start. Let's just do that 2 more times. Glide them together, sink through the middle. I'm not rounding my back, you can see I'm not rounding. I'm just literally dropping down through the center, pressing away. And last one. Coming back to the start. Then I'm going to do the opposite of that. So I'm going to push the floor away and feel like my shoulder blades pull apart. Now I can't go as far this direction as I did the other direction. Feel free to zoom in on the video if you need to. And then come back to neutral. So this is quite subtle. I'm pushing away. I'm pushing my hand into the floor like I'm pushing the floor away from me. My shoulder blades are moving apart a little bit. Takes a bit of energy to do that. Come back to the center. Let's do that 3 or 4 more times. Push it away. I'm not rounding my spine. It's still staying in the same alignment. It's just shifting up and down. 2 more. Push. And come back. And I can kind of feel a little tingling down my arm actually. 1 more. Press. Bring it back. We're going to go straight into a cat stretch. Breathe out, round your spine, pull your tail right between your legs like you're a monkey. Breathe in, lengthen it away. Let's get my hair out the way, I should have tied it back. Lift the breastbone up. So now mobilizing the spine between the shoulders, breathing out. Stay there for a moment and see how far you can lift your tummy up. Breathing, don't let your tummy splat. Lengthen the crown of the head forward. Keep the connection through the tummy. So I'm still thinking about my lower abs, but trying to lift my breastbone. 2 more. Exhale around, pull the stomach. Carefully breathe in, lengthen away. And last one. Breathe out. Breathe in to lengthen away. Lift the breastbone up, 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 up. Okay, good job. All right, so now grab your toilet paper. Okay, we're going onto our back. Grab your toilet paper and grab your TheraBand. We're going to start with some rotator cuff work. The toilet paper goes between your knees, like the chi ball does. Just to align your legs, check your feet are in the right position. Grab your band. Once you feel like you're settled, you want to feel the rib cage nice and heavy. You might need to grab a cushion from your couch if you need to. As well, I should have said that at the start. Just to pop it underneath your head. And then actually I'm just going to take another moment here just to check that I really am letting go as best as I can. The only thing I should be feeling right now is a little bit of inside thigh awareness because I'm not letting that toilet paper drop to the floor. That's it, nothing else. take your band, we're going straight into rotator cuff pulls. Hands facing your face. Now you're going to let the elbows be just a tiny bit off the floor here. I'm not going too much tension in the band at all. Think about your shoulder blades for a moment. We want to slide them down, but don't squeeze. So if you squeeze too much, you're going to feel like your whole rib cage is lifting. I want you to feel heaviness. I want the spine to feel heavy, the pelvis to feel heavy, the shoulder joint to feel heavy. And then we work around that sensation. So let's breathe out for a moment and just try to find your pelvic floor. Actually, just for a second, let your arms rest on the floor. Let's do 6 breaths, just the pelvic diamond with the close. So we're going breathing out to close the 4 points. A little bit of a lift up inside. Let the pelvic floor lower and then expand back to equal 4 points. We're going 5 more of those. You can hear the kids in the background, sorry. Close. Lift up through the diamond. Close your eyes if you feel like you need to. Just rest your hands. Lower down. Expand. We're going to work through that by yourself. 4 more breaths. What do your shoulders do? What do they feel like when you're trying to find your pelvic floor? What does your rib cage feel like? Are you unconsciously tensing your neck and shoulders? If you are, now is the time to try to affect that. 2 more. Last one. So as you start to lower your pelvic floor, get your arms ready into place. The next breath out, you start with the diamond. Don't start to pull on the band until you're lifting the diamond up. So you can feel your pelvic floor and your collarbones are widening. And then resist as you're controlling your pelvic floor, control the band to bring it home. So this is just about coordination. You know what to do with your shoulders now. Concentration. Bring it back. We're going to 5. So you shouldn't really feel your shoulder blades move on your back. You shouldn't feel the heaviness of the rib cage change as you pull on the band. It's literally just the upper arm opening up. Sorry, the lower arm and the upper arm opening. 2 to go. Back of the neck long. Challenge that external rotation. Come back with control. It's easy to want to rush on the way back in. Just 1 more. So I find that as I'm working through this and I focus on one thing, I forget about the other thing. It's completely normal. We're going to add on the little progression now, which is the extending of the arms. So let's pull on the band. Pelvic floor, we're breathing out. Now keep the collarbones wide, extend the arms, we're going up to the sky, and keep the pull on the TheraBand. The shoulder blades shouldn't move, the heaviness in the ribs stay the same. Bend the elbows back in, stop there. Are they still wide? And then come home. 4 more. Exhale, pull. Inhale to reach to the ceiling. Keep the band nice and tight. Bend back in. Release. And just keep going. Not doing too much with my stomach right now, there's no need. I'm just trying to feel that sensitivity in my pelvic floor. Feel how that kind of connects up through that toilet paper between your knees, from the inside thighs, up into the pelvis. Come back, don't rush, don't rush, don't rush. I'm telling myself just as much as I'm reminding you. Drop the band, we're going to go straight into imprinting. Leave the arms by the side, or if you really need to have them on your tummy, do that, because I'm not sure how long it's been since you've jumped down on the mat. Feel the feet grounded. The feet are your base support. They don't change. So you want to feel like as you walk back, you don't push with the legs at all. Close the diamond. Now the stomach has to activate a little bit more here, because I want you to see if you can lift your tailbone off and then return back to the start. So let's think about heightening the awareness in the pelvic floor first. So you're closing the diamond just like you did before. Now you're going to try and activate it a little bit more. As you walk back, don't let it kind of release a little bit. You're actually going to feel like you connect deeper, lift a little bit higher, then move the lower back. And that gentle release as you come back. Make sure you're relaxing the pelvic floor in between. We're just going to do that 2 more times. Take your time. Close. Here's your pelvic floor switching on. Here's it lifting as you lift the tail. So the bone, the tailbone is up now. The muscle of your pelvic floor is up as well. Allow the tailbone to open back down. Open the diamonds. 1 more of those. Oh, and as I'm working on that, my shoulders are starting to come on. But I'm not going to beat myself up about it. I'm going to master it. If it takes me the next 10 years. And then come back. Okay, raise the arms down by the side. Let's go pelvic curl. Same thing. Breathing out. So here's initiate with the diamond, okay? So the diamond's coming on first. It's lifting as I press my lower back into the floor. Now feel the bottom. Start to actively squeeze the bottom. As you push the feet down, the tailbone and the pelvis is coming off. Here's the hamstrings. So layer by layer, and really take your time as you come up. Hamstrings, what's happened to your pelvic floor? Check in. Inhale, open your pelvic floor. You can't let the hamstrings go because they're on already. Exhale, close your pelvic floor. Reach the fingers towards the heels. Massage your lower back. Just roll it down. Back to the start. The first few we're going to go nice and slowly. We're going to really take our time to feel that kind of connection in that musculature. Pelvic floor subtle. Intensify it. Keep it as the glutes and the hamstrings switch on. Massage your back. The lower back should feel amazing and free if you can kind of work on mastering those things. Roll it down. Now I don't need a lot of pelvic floor as I come back to neutral. And then I switch it off. Let's try and do that a little bit quicker. Breathe in. It's getting tricky as you pick up the pace. Inhale, hold. Exhale, roll it down. Switch it off at the bottom for your breath in. Find neutral. Breathe out. I know it's tricky as you get quicker. It's okay. I can almost imagine you at home going, oh, I can't do this. Well, you know what? Neither can I every single time. 2 to go. Last one, let's stay up. Hold at the top, good. So we got the glutes and the hamstrings on. You're going to squeeze that toilet roll. You breathe out, you lift your pelvic floor, just squeeze it. Shaking inside thighs, release. Don't drop it to the floor though. And again, breathe out, pull the stomach in as you squeeze the toilet roll. Now if you feel like you've lost your pelvic floor when you're squeezing the toilet roll, pull back on the intensity. Just stay up and hold it and breathe. Exhale. I'm going to continue with the squeezing, because that's making me burn right in here. Release. 2 to go. And last one. And we're going to hold. You're not dropping down. I want you to pull your tummy in and lift your 2 heels up off the floor. Push into the pads of the feet into the floor. Lower the heels. Lift. Pull the stomach in. Narrow your waist. 2. Keep dropping. Not dropping. Don't drop your bottom. Keep your butt cheeks lifted. And try to keep that imprint. So as I lift my heels, can I feel like I'm pulling my pubic bone a little bit further? Oh my God, and that's really burning all the way through here. 4 and 5 and 6. Stop, relax your shoulders, roll back down. Oh wow, I really felt that heat in there. Take the toilet roll away. We're going leg lifts. Hands on stomach or hands on hips, wherever you feel like you need the attention the most. Just fold back down. Now I'm going to go the injured paw version. So I'm just letting my lower leg drag as opposed to lifting my heel up here. Just think about a little piece of string being pulled, attached to your knee, kind of being pulled towards you. Up and down and up. Now here, I can feel my deep abdominals having to do more now. So if I don't feel the ribs heavy and the pelvis heavy, then I can feel like there's not a lot of work going on here. That if you don't pull in that stomach flat, you can feel the lower back wants to arch. So your job is to make sure those bones around your lower back, they stay still like a statue. Or even in your mind, you can think about letting those bones drop down into the mat. Think about it. You don't want to really physically do it. You don't need to do that. Now let's go into the normal single leg lift. So pick up that foot, lift the heel up. Coffee table, tabletop, whatever you want to call it. Back down. Lift it up. Back down. Just keep repeating. Do your best. And this looks super simple, but believe me, I'm shaking underneath my hands. Okay, we're going to add a little leg extension. Lift your right leg up here. Now I'm going to send my foot straight forward onto a diagonal. I might not get the leg straight because I'm thinking about what's my back doing. Does it want to arch? Have I let my center go? That's really challenging. Bring it back in. Take your time. Now I can feel more work up through my obliques as well, my waist muscle. Swap to the other side. Lift to coffee table. That initial lifting off the floor is where the challenge is the most for me. And then breathe out. Don't let that belly come anywhere near your hands. If it's coming up, you stop. You might only go to there. That's okay. Bring it back. One more each side. Last one. Place it down. Good job. So we're going to go straight onto our side. We're going to go into the side hip series. I know that you know this one really well. Bring the knees up. Set your body in one straight line. Check for me there. Actually put the hand on the hip. Just press the hip away so you can feel the 2 hip bones stacked. You can see here, hopefully my top is straight. You can't see the seam kind of on a little diagonal. And then I'm going to put my hand on that underneath rib. I'm just going to check that my little mouse can run underneath there. And then I'm going to keep that as I breathe out. I should almost feel the underneath ribs lift a little further away from my fingers to open the top knee. 1 and 2 and 3, 4, 5, picking up the pace a little bit, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Let's go dog Havana P. Hand on the floor, lift the thigh. 1, 2, breathe out. 3, 4. All I'm doing really here, it's really hard to do your pelvic floor through this one. Still try, but I'm just thinking really more about holding my belly flat. 9, lost count. 1 more, 10. So let's stop with the thigh parallel to the floor. The knees are apart. So then I'm going to pull my knee towards my chest, but my back's not moving. Circle the leg up, and then I'm going to take the knee behind me if I can. So it's going slightly behind my body, just slightly, without the belly splatting. Come back to the start. So this is a little bit bigger than we would normally do. Lift it up, watch the underneath waist. Start to move the top thigh behind you. And back to the start. This is, I don't know, is this 3 or is this 4? Feel free to yell at the TV or the screen. 5, 1 more. 6, I don't know about you, but I'm getting hot right in here. Reverse it, lift it up. 1, press back, lift it up. 2, lift it up. 3, what's the underneath waist doing? What's the underneath side of your transversus abdominis doing? Right where the lower part of your tummy is. 5, 1 more. 6, let's go to 2 straight legs. Grab your toilet roll. Put it between your ankles. Whoop, is that even going to work? Let's do it this way. I don't know. I'm just kind of making this up as I go along here. So let's go here. Okay, that might work. Cool. Your body is straight. You can keep your hand on the floor if you need to. So you're just going to stay there, and I want you to press the top leg down into the underneath leg. As you do that, I want you to pull your tummy in flat. That's it. Release the toilet roll. You probably can't see a whole lot going on here. So I'm going to breathe out, pull the stomach in flat, push the top leg down to the underneath leg. I'm feeling my right inside thigh, but I have to consciously pull my tummy in flat. That's not going to want to do it by itself. And again, we'll do 5. Squeeze. And 4. Watch the neck doing. 1 more, 5. So we're going to add on a lift of the legs. So it's going to be really, really little here, okay? So I want you to push the top leg down. Keep your hand on the floor for balance. Just go fingertips for me. And then I want you to pull in so far through the underneath stomach, here, the underneath waist, that the underneath leg is going to float 1 millimeter off the floor. That's it, 1 millimeter, nothing more. Rest. So let's repeat that. Push the top leg into the underneath leg. Pull the stomach in, start to feel the underneath leg get light. You don't have to lift it off the floor if you feel like you can't go in deep. But if you can, lift it 1 millimeter. And back down. You could try that with the hand up. If you feel like you're cheating, lift your arm. Push the top leg. Pull the stomach. Float the underneath leg 1 millimeter. Back down. I think this is our last one. Squeeze, top leg. Stomach, 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 stomach. Underneath leg just a little bit. Come back down. Well done you. Let's go to the other side. Here we go here. So, hip series first, sorry. Sit yourself up, here we go. I'm gonna give you just a little bit longer to get into position. Don't want you to feel like you gotta rush. Okay, and we go up 1, 2, just pull the tummy in 3, and 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Hold top leg. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Ready to do some circles? Pull it, lift it, take it behind if you can. 1. So just that little bit of increased range of movement. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Reverse, press it, lift it up. 1. Think about the waist, the ribs. Widen and soften those front ribs. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, gently sit up. I know it's a little awkward to get it into place, but yeah, do what you can. Lengthen the legs. Check your hips are stacked. Check that you've got your hands for the mouse. Okay, so what did we do here? So we're just going to do 5 reps. Oh, I just got to fix that. We're just going to press the top leg down into the underneath leg. So take your breath in. Breathe out, squeeze. So just the left inside thigh at the moment. And the stomach. Release. So you're just trying to kind of marry that connection between the inside thigh, again, like we started in the pelvic curls ages ago, up through your pelvic floor, transferring that into your transversus abdominis, your tummy. How all those 3 kind of work together. And repeat that 3 more times. Close your eyes if you need to feel that. Block out all the other noise. Sorry, it might be a little bit background noise today. There's a lot going on in the house today. 2 more. I'm also feeling that wrap through my bottom. It's kind of happening without me really having to think about it. 1 more. But I definitely start from the inside first. Okay, are we ready to have a go at trying to lift the underneath leg off just that little bit? So press down. Now keep pushing down as you pull the tummy in. Even further, the underneath leg is getting light. Lift it off a millimeter, that's it, back down. That's 1, we're going to 5. And exhale, press. Stomach, keep exhaling, keep exhaling, keep exhaling. Don't lift the leg if you feel like you release through your pelvic floor or your stomach, it's okay. 2. This is something you can work on. 3. 4. Last one. Pull it in and up. 5. Beautiful. Let's drop that away. Actually, let's grab it again, squeeze it between your knees. Sit up. So you can have your feet as far away from you as you need to. This might not feel the most comfortable on your hip, but just give it a shot. We're going to roll back. So it's basically you're doing your version of roll-ups with the bar that we do on the caddy, but obviously you don't have a bar. In fact, let's grab the band and wrap it around your feet. Flex the toes back, so here's your bar, okay? So set up your shoulders, squeeze the toilet paper, breathe out, now roll around your back. I'm just going to get my hair out of the way. So I'm pulling the top of my pants. We're just going to go back a little bit. Use the band to support you so that you can pull your tummy in flatter. If you feel like you don't need too much tension on the band, release it a little bit so the work goes a bit more into the stomach. Lift up tall. And again, breathe out. Pull. Coming up. We're going to do that 3 more times. Breathe out. Doing an amazing job. And lift up. 2 to go. Squeeze the toilet paper, pull the stomach in, last one. Arms are stabilized. Come up, drop the band. straight onto your tummy. We're going to go into your basic back extension. Nothing fancy here, okay? Arms down by your side. I've got my feet a little bit apart, or you can glue them together if that's okay for you. I just prefer to have them slightly apart. Let your quads go for a second. Let your belly go for a second. I want you to push your pubic bone into the floor. So when I do that, automatically I can feel wrapping and muscle tone through the butt cheeks here, okay? The lower tummy is trying to feel light. I'm not lifting it off the mat because that's impossible, but I'm just trying not to bear down through my stomach and kind of lift it, kind of aiming to lift it off away from the floor. Let's reach the fingertips towards the toes, squeeze the shoulder blades together, lengthen the crown of the head forward, forward, forward. Now stay right there. Breathe for a moment. I want you to lift the arms up. My palms are facing the sky. Lift the arms up, and I want you to pinch the shoulder blades together, and the thumbs are trying to come towards each other. It's not going to happen, but imagine that they're pulling towards each other. There's a magnet attached to your two thumbs. Come back down. We're going to repeat that 5 more times. So we're going to breathe out, roll the shoulder back, reach the fingertips, reach the crown of the head in the opposite direction. Stay there for 2 breaths, push the pubic bone into the floor and work the shoulders. And back down. Oh, I really should have found a hair tie today. We're going to do that 4 more times, okay? So let's go. Exhale. Work the arms. Don't be tempted to push the stomach into the floor to lift you higher. I'm not lifting high. I don't care about the height today. 3 to go. Roll. Come on, work those arms. Push the pubic bone into the floor. This is really hard for me. I'm sure it's a bit of a workout for you too, if you do it really well. 2 to go. And 1. Last one. Done. Awesome job. Come back gently onto your back. I think that's enough for today. I don't really want to go on any longer. I think that's enough for you to work on for the moment. Just grab your band, wrap it around your right foot, give yourself that hamstring stretch. So you can either do the whole thing. I would love you to do that twice a week. That would be amazing. And then at some point, maybe in a week or 2, a couple of weeks, you're going to feel like you need to just step it up a little bit. But I think for the moment, that's enough. That would be ideal, swap legs, to do it twice, 2 to 3 times a week, the whole thing. But if you feel like you can't, do it once and you'll make me happy. And that's it. Thanks so much for joining me. See you soon.